Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rachak. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GreatMillStone that rule well. Blessings to the hopeful elect out there teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. This is going to be a quick video, man. I've got a couple precepts just to speak on in terms of basically being your brother's keeper. Okay? So without further ado, I'm going to just get into it, man. It's Isaiah 58:1. It says, "Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins." And it just says the house of Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel, man. Alright, and we already know Israel, alright, in the Lashon Kodash, the Hebrew, right, is Yashar Allah, which means he is a prince of the power, or he is a prince of God, or he is a son of God. Alright, so we know that what we're doing by going out there on the highways and the byways, we're presenting our bodies a living sacrifice because we are our brother's keeper, man. Right, we out there and we basically rebuking our whole nation because they're fucking going off. You got a nigger woman twerking all up on Instagram, walking around with blusher on her cheeks. Right, a so-called black woman walking around trying to look like the so-called white woman, got a blonde wig on her head. We're cursing her out. Right, you got the men of our nation committing adultery, not honoring the dietary law, right? Just acting like brute beasts, man. Eating lobster, shrimp, and pork chops, all of that kind of shit, man. We're basically admonishing you, man. You know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. And you know what, man? That's what we've been commanded to do. It says, look, what did it say? Let me read it again. It says, "Cry aloud and spare not." We ain't supposed to be sparing, man. Alright? Let's go into that word spare. Let's see, because I didn't even look this up. But I'm just going in the spirit through this, man. Okay? Right, yeah. This is it. It's the Hebrew, I believe, is chashak. Right? Chashak. Salakia, if I'm mispronouncing it. And it says to withhold, restrain, hold back, keep in check, or refrain. And we're not supposed to be refraining, man, when we cry aloud. We're not supposed to be holding back. And you got 2/3 of our nation that come up to us and they're like, why do you have to always shout? Or why are you shouting? What did Paul say? Paul said, hey, man, though I be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge, man. You people don't like the fact that we spare not, man. We don't like the fact that you don't like the fact that we cry aloud and spare not, right? Chashak. That we don't basically refrain from telling you about yourself, man, according to the laws that were given unto the nation of Israel, man. Okay? And that's why you don't like, that's why you come up against us, man. Remember, Yahweh Shai said, the world cannot hate you, but me it hateth, because I testify against the works of the world that they're evil. Loosely paraphrasing, man. John 7:7. Okay? And it reads on, it says to withhold, keep back, keep for oneself, keep from, hold in check, refrain, spare, reserve. Basically, if you don't intercede, then basically you're guilty, man. You know, that's why. Look, what does it say in Ezekiel, man? Let's get Ezekiel real quick, man. Was it Ezekiel 3? Oh, so that's Ecclesiastes. Ezekiel 3. Was it 17? Yeah, it says Ezekiel 3:17. It says, "Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel." Right? It didn't say to the house of Ishmael or Moab, right? Or the house of Ammon or the house of Ham. It said to the house of Israel. It said, therefore, hear the word at my mouth. Because the laws were given unto Israel, man. The Lord told you that, hey, in Psalms 147:19, it says he showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation. Okay? It says, when I say unto the wicked, in fact, let me start again. It says, son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. In fact, let me go into that word watchman. Okay? Because what's our job? Our job is to be a watchman. We're supposed to be looking out for our brothers, man. Right? Tazapah. Right? That's the Hebrew. Tazapah. It says to look out or about, spy, keep, watch, observe, or watch. We're supposed to watch. It says to watch closely. Alright? So we're supposed to be watching closely, not just at the signs of the prophecies and reporting them, all right, and blowing the trumpet and warning our nation. Not just at that, but watching over the house of Israel as well. Okay? And that's why the 144,000, that's why their job is so important, man, because the Lord gave them a job that's harder than any other, man. This is the hardest job on the planet Earth. to basically do what we do, right? We literally sacrifice everything to go out there and give the house of Israel warning. But 2/3 of our people, they won't hearken unto the voice of the Lord. Because really, when we speak what we speak through the Spirit. And what did the Lord say? He said, how long, you simple ones, will you love simplicity, and scorners delight in their scorning? You people scorn against us, man. And you hate us. You hate them that rebuketh in the gate. Why? Because we're not refraining from crying aloud and sparing not. Right? And basically showing you, and we're making you ashamed of yourselves, man. And that's why you fucking hate us, man. It says, therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. And that further proves that the words that are coming out of our mouth are really the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Because we stick to the scriptures, man. Alright? And we judge through the scriptures, man. The spiritual man judgeth all things. And if we're governed through the Spirit, through the words of the Heavenly Father that are written down in the book, that's coming through the Spirit, man. If we're the only thing we'd be going off on is if we lean on our own heart, man. And the heart is desperately wicked. All right, if we judge from the heart and judge with emotion, no, but the scriptures teach you to put emotion to the side, and basically you judge according to the scriptures, man. So if a man's going off according to the scriptures, committing adultery, man, and doing all kinds of wicked acts, right, worshipping false idols, you're supposed to warn the house of Israel, and that's what we do, man, and that's real love. Okay, the Lord says, if you love me, if you keep my commandments, man, that's what real love is, man, not the world's type of love. It says, when I say unto the wicked, this is verse 18, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life. Because really what we're telling you, we're admonishing you in order to save your life, right? And Lord willing, we hope that through admonishing you, we will be spared, man, because we've been given a job to do, right? To preach the word, be instant, in season, out of season, warn the house of Israel. But if we don't do that, then what's going to happen? It says, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand. Right? So basically, if we don't give this warning, all right, and warn the nation of Israel, then his blood's going to required at our hand, man. That's why we got to go out there, man. And we don't want to have your blood required at our hands. All right? That's why we go out there. The scriptures speak about knowing therefore the terror of the Lord do we persuade men. And that's why we go out there and we teach this, because we fear Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And that's why we go out there and admonish the nation of Israel. That's why we cry aloud and spare not. Right? And brothers might get a bit high rate. Brothers might get, but every brother's got different spirits, man. Certain brothers might not curse so much. Certain brothers might not speak as loud. But hey, the scripture does say to cry aloud and spare not. Really, we're not sparing your feelings, man. All right. And which son do you have that you're trying to raise in your own household that when he does something, when he trespasses against the rules under the house, you ain't going to go hard on him, man? If you try and raise them like how Esau raises their kids, man, like little Timmies and shit, putting them in timeout. What the fuck does that do? The scripture says you spare the rod, you spoil the child, man. You're supposed to rebuke them sharply, man. And we're going to get that in the law as well. Right? It says, yet if thou warn the wicked and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. So, Lord willing, we hope that we be delivered from actually going out there and warning the wicked of our people of their wicked ways. Okay? And that's what we do it for, through the fear of the Lord. So let's get 2 Thessalonians chapter 3. And I'm going to start from, 14? Yeah, it says, if any man obey not the word of this epistle, note that man, and have no company with him, that he may be ashamed. Yet count him not as an enemy, but admonish him as a brother. And when you go into this word admonish, right? Because we got to bring these words out, man, to get all the meat off that bone, right? And the word for admonish, let me just play it, because it's a difficult word to read.
Strong's G 3560, Nutheteo.
Yeah, nutheteo, right? And it says to admonish, to warn, or exhort, right? To admonish, warn, or exhort. What did it read? Let's go back to Ezekiel, man. What did it say in Ezekiel 3:17? It said what? It says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. So we're warning you, man, right? But if you don't take heed to the warning, then we're basically supposed to keep no company with you, man. And we're supposed to separate ourselves from you and that you be ashamed. And we have separated ourselves from the 2/3, man, because the 2/3, they look at us and they're really ashamed of their wicked works because they can't do what we do, man. They'd rather carry on with their wickedness, man. All right, so let's go into the law, because I said I didn't want to make this too long. Didn't want to make this too long, so I'm gonna just in fact, I think it's give me a sec. Where is it now? Oh, it's not in there. Give me a second, Akim Salakia, because I had it before, but I'm gonna have to retrieve it. Right, that's it. Leviticus 19. I was right. Okay, cool. Leviticus 19. I just didn't highlight it. That's what it was. Salakia, brothers. All right, this is Leviticus 19 and 17. It says, "Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart." Right, and when you go into the Hebrew word heart, it's lab, which is your mind. It says, "Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him." So look, man, when we go out there and we cry aloud and spare not, that's basically us washing the blood off of our hands. Why? Because we're rebuking you. We're not suffering sin upon you, man. But if you take that upon your own selves to basically remain in that simple state, then you're supposed to be casted off as a heathen man, like it says in Matthew in the Gospels, man. So at the end of the day, we've washed your blood off of our hands, man. But the scripture says it's a commandment to rebuke you, man. You know, to not suffer sin upon you. But it's not our fault if you wanna carry on in your wickedness, man, and remain in your wicked way. Because really, that's the spirit of Esau. Because what did Esau do? What did Cain do? Basically, it goes back to Cain and Abel, right? Because you know the story of Genesis. Read it for yourself. This is after when Cain slew Abel. What did he say to the Lord, right? And it says, and the Lord Yahweh said unto Cain, because this is after Cain slew Abel, man, his brother. And it says, "Where is Abel thy brother?" And he said, "I know not. Am I my brother's keeper?" Right? Now, when you go into this word keeper, right, the Hebrew word is shema, right? And it says to keep, guard, observe, give heed, to keep, have charge of, keep, guard, watch. Remember, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman to the house of Israel. It says to ward, protect, save life. Really, we're saving your life. And you got guys getting emotional talking about, why he's talking so loud? Man, we're telling you, man, you're about to fall off the cliff. And I'm grabbing you so hard. All right, I've ripped your Gucci belt. And you're more worried about your Gucci belt than the fact that you're about to die, man. All right? Why are you more worried about the fact that I'm coming so harsh rather than the fact that I've saved your life? You should be thankful for that. But 2/3 of our people ain't going to get it because they can't, man. Right? The Lord has put the spirit of deep sleep upon them, but yet still we're supposed to go out there, present our bodies a living sacrifice, and make our foreheads hard against theirs, man. Okay? It says, watchman, hey, because the Lord lacks a fighter, man. Right? Rebuke, exhort with all long suffering, man. This is what we're supposed to do. This is our reasonable service, man. Remember, it says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter thereof. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. And we just read one of the commandments in Leviticus 19. It says to what? Rebuke thy neighbor, right? And suffer not sin upon him, man. We're supposed to be watchmen, okay? It says to watch, observe, keep, retain, treasure up, right? It says to keep within bounds, restrain. We're trying to restrain you from committing adultery. We're trying to restrain you from doing all kinds of wicked acts, man. Okay? It says to keep, preserve, protect, reserve, to keep. Be on one's guard, man. Basically, be your brother's keeper, man. Protect him, man. You know? Be guarded. And that's what we do, man. And you know what? We have that amongst the brotherhood, man. When the brothers that have come into this truth in sincerity, man, we have that, man. All right? And yeah, we're in the flesh. Sometimes, you know, the scripture says what? Paul said, in my flesh dwelleth no good thing. That which I want to do, that which I don't want to do, and I do. And that which I do, I loosely paraphrasing, that which I do, I don't do. And that which I don't want to do, I do. Okay? And sometimes you fall short. But that's why the Lord gave us mercy when he said what? Forgive a brother 70 times 7, man. right? Which is basically a complete amount of times. Okay, that's where mercy gets applied, and that's where that long suffering kicks in, man. All right, so remember that when you are rebuking brothers, man, you got to show that mercy as well and be your brother's keeper, man. Don't suffer sin upon him, man. When you see him doing something, you got to tell him and warn him and admonish him as a brother, man. Remember to warn, to edify him, man, to build him up. All right, so with that, man, Lord willing, you are kin with edified. Shalom.